holding for quite some time over towards that northeast. To regroup, they may need to send it down towards Alpha 7's spot. But as well as Influence came in, both looking to take shots towards Alpha 7, maybe get a knock or two, in which case they can take up the mantle of that really good spot in the circle.
9 eliminations now for 4 Angry Men already. 3 of their players still active in the fight. 2 teams right now, 3 teams, sorry, with 4 alive. Inco, Alpha 7, Influence Camp, all the Brazilian teams still very much in this one, but Order may be looking to change that one. Federal close by to danger, but has backup across the way. Shots landing really effectively, and there's the nade. Excellent 1-2 punch from the Influence Camp squad. They've been playing with strength from this northern side and will continue to do so. Paraboy now looking to try and get across that road, get across that ridge line. Order flushed out his teammate, taken away. 4 Angry Men moving into another Brazilian stronghold here. Against Inco this time around. Vitali opens up the bidding, a good shell ball first. WX is a second casualty in the engagement, and Ching Chen now looking to trade nades around the corner. Vitali has other ideas. A nade towards the back goes a little bit long. Molotov around the wall stops the fallback from Ching Chen, forces him into the fight, and excellently executed. Inco. Beautiful hold.
I mean, 2023, the year of Brazil, man. I'm telling you, these guys are on the upward battle, the upward path towards the stairway to heaven. And honestly, I'm really so incredibly happy about Brazil and the Brazilian teams and what they've done this past year and what I think they will do this next year as well. Influence came in, I think they've come in and kind of revitalized A7 in a way, because I think that A7 was sort of cruising a little bit. Then suddenly Influence came in, comes out of nowhere, and it's like, there's another kid on the block. And Alpha 7's like, right, we can't have this. We're gonna have to really go into hyperdrive. And again, Inco, the little brother, starting to make their way up the rankings as well. Looks good, I think, for a little bit more time, maybe coaching, analyst. Inco could be a really, really good team. They do have extreme potential. Taking down 4AM like that is not easy.
When you've got stars like Nenebete coming through on that little brother Inco team, it's no wonder. Say little brother, apparently second place on the overall tables, 4 eliminations on this game. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from the largest country in South America. They have certainly made their mark and are continuing to do so here in Jakarta. Nova on the northern side, playing with 2 now.
Yeah, still going. I think that's the main thing. Again, only 5 points so far for Nova. Not ideal. Spending time with champions this kind of day. We would like to get a big bulk up in terms of points potential. Last day looked a little bit easier. Again, for Nova, certainly anything is possible. They have pulled things out of the bag before. Not be surprised to see a 100-point day be pulled out from the top hat on day 3. That is just something that might happen. Again, though, it will be very, very difficult. Inco, still on this western side, still doing work. Paraboy steps up, finds at least 1 there, though. Good stuff. Nenebete's down. Arguably the key player over on Inco.
Stolen away there by Bururam. Across the way, Vitali, look at a light up. Jimmy will be able to do so. It's Scry to chime into it as well as Jimmy goes down outside the shack. Currently held by Stalwart up the top, but Paraboy will fall to the play zone. And that's going to leave Nova out. 5 teams now remaining. Influence Kevin on that northern side. 3 players left alive. Alpha 7, all 4 of them going. Inco 3 as well. Bururam looking to try and keep themselves together, but they are 1 against the Brazilian 3.
It is going to be difficult now for Bururam to keep their cool going forward. Coming into the last zone. Closest one completely. Right now, Bururam, Tiger, Exo, Sky Only, very good at holding down the battlefield. Sky Only is this player that's always been so manipulative of a lot of players within the circle itself.
But playing with 3 shots, really tearing into Influence Kemin now as Inco have turned their attention their way just that little bit. For 8 eliminations now as Influence Kemin will fall that northern side. It gave them a lot of points there, but 4th place, 8 eliminations, great stuff. Inco is really the big news here. They started this game on 2nd place. They have 3 players alive and a really great chance here as well on Miramar.
Yeah, they were sent away by Nova, and And again, this is the nitro boost. This is where they click the green button and get going. Alpha 7 looking to stop that one. Winnie in the hands of Mythic. They have not moved too far away from that position before. Becca, Squash, Vitali still up. Nenebete, that key player, not on his feet though. Again, Vitali was able to put in some really good work in that last game. As a start opponent for them. Sky Only tries to spray down the guys from A7, but they're making a good move here. Gaining ground, actually.
Terrain play really on point for Alpha 7 with 4 players alive. That is the most of any. Buram absolutely blindsided there to a nice little spray coming through from Squash. Buram cut down to just 2 active. Mythic spotted, but hits the deck with a Winnie. Wants to tear a head or 2 off shoulder, but have to wait and see for the opportunity. Carrillo being sprayed out towards Tiger as they go across the open field in the buggy, but Carrillo steps up for Alpha 7.
Goodness me!
Lit up and put it down full. That's going to be 2 teams now remaining. Alpha 7 still in it with 4 as Inco take 3 into the final fight.
Mythic down, really bad news. That off angle was so important for them. Now Carrillo tries to get himself back up into action, but already Inco is making the right moves, destroying all the vehicles, preventing them from pushing any further towards the circle. They already have the center here for a very good bridge to play around, and Carrillo split off from his team. On the other hand, Inco's in a great spot to finish this one out strong. And yeah, little brother might be getting his own back here.
I think very unlikely to get rezzed in this scenario. This is the final zone. It will close all the way to the center. There is potential for them to roll out towards Mythic. There is that little bridge line in front of him that can be played as cover. But the time really not on your side. Do you want to invest the smokes at this stage?
I mean, yes, it's last zone. I 100% would. That is definitely what I would do.
Do they have any left?
Yes. No. Yes. No.
That's Inco.
There's a stun grenade. Most of them already been popped out.
Carrillo does make a push really far forward into Squash's crosshairs. That's not going to work out. Unfortunately, there's not even a trade to be seen. Now 2 players active for Alpha 7. 4 eliminations on the game. Antioso and Revo now with it all to do for the squad. Inco, they took second in the first match of the day. They're looking to try and put up that first place here on Miramar. Alpha 7 arguably specialists here on Miramar though. So even with a duo, they are certainly a force to be feared. Mafioso goes down. In the meantime, Revo now last standing for Alpha 7, and it's not long for it. It is Inco to step up yet again, and what a start to their tournament. Second place followed by a chicken dinner.
We wanted to know if they still had that power to take on the biggest teams in the lobby. And look, they pulled out the nitro boost at the end, but this time the attack spiked to the front of the car, and they sent that one flying directly into the chicken dinner. They'll pick that one up, they'll take it with them. That is a very good game there from Inco. Even again, losing Nenebete, being able to play with Squash, Vitali, Becca. These players really have leveled up their game from being played into the UFC Grand Final. And that is something that's wonderful to see. And it was great to see that early, because a lot of these teams have got to be scared now. Got to be scared of Inco, because it's like, look, we took down their MVP. We took down their best player, and regardless of that, they're still able to pull out some big numbers, some big games. And I think for Inco, they have found that teamwork, that synergy that we're desperately looking after.
Vitali was brutal in that game as well, getting 6 eliminations on the cards for the squad. Really solid performance. Did sort of homework against those teams and trying to move in central.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, again, this is a case of getting sent back by Nova early on. Yeah, of course, that was such almost losing the player as well off the back of it. So, pull back, pull away, reevaluate the situation. I think they didn't want to head down towards other teams because they noticed there wasn't a lot of players coming from the field area early on. They thought, look, so many players must be down on that southwest edge according to the actual play path at the beginning, which went southwest up to northeast. So very smart players going to cover in that location. And it wasn't that compounded play they went for. They kind of just went into the big ditches, the little dips, they could play in the ditches, and then really brought out everything they could in that last moment. Because they were good places.
Absolutely blasted on through a great result for Brazil as a region. I'd say as a country in that South American region. A triple result with around triple stand-up for test.
No.
Almost South America.
I think Sky Only just wasn't prepared for the amount of firepower that's coming back his way. I think Sky Only's used to, stepping up, hitting some shots, and laying back down again.
Well, Inco making statements here, making big moves. What a time to do it at PMGC.
Exciting game. I don't know what is. We have Brazil. 3 of the 3 teams inside the top 4. Now 7, if you're not smiling all over your face, I don't know when you are.
It usually takes a little bit longer for me to say this, but I think this is the perfect time to say this, Max. Do Brazil! Inco Gaming, 25 total points, 10 elims, and then you have Buriram United Esports. You know, for them to be able to put up 18 points, they definitely needed those points. But asd continuing on a good performance, being able to get 16 points, Influence Chairman as well, 16 points for them. Those teams from Brazil, and this is without Sandhawk too. I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing.
It's going to be a real hype. You know, I do like normally during PMGC Grand Finals, I was going to call you Alpha 7. That's how like close you are tied to them. I like having now a little bit of rivalry on which team to look at. But really, I have to say, like, your pick of Brazil this event has been just great so far. And Vitali, new MVP in the only 2 games so far in these Grand Finals. This guy's been clutch. He cleared out 4 AM in that game too. Like, this guy is on an absolute tear at the very start of these finals.
It is. In the first game, I thought maybe it was because they had the circle, but I feel like in this one, they were able to showcase it a little bit more of the actual talent that they're currently having. And I mean, for him to be able to get 6 eliminations out of 662 damage, that is so great to see. And it's impressive because before this PMGC Grand Final started, we were all talking about Nenebet to this, Nenebet to that. Guess what? Now you're going to have to include Vitali because now that's back-to-back 6 elimination games.
Exactly. I mean, a new player when it comes to this stage here, so he's been looking so good. And look, Buriram, the team that had a little bit of a tougher time, right, because they had to escape those field of positions. A lot of teams already were in strong positions inside that field finish. Make it a little bit rough for them still, I would say. A strong approach, but the circle made it just a little bit rough to play at.
And for Angry Man, Chin, I mean, for him to be able to get 4 elims, this was a team that didn't actually perform that well in the first match, and a great bounce back.
Exactly. I mean, I think it was Vampire was struggling to leave that, like, they made sure Vampire were not leaving that position. There's plenty edge of Landita in that position, who's getting so much information, can get such information to make the next rotation.
Yes.
Unless you go into Vitali, which is what happens.
Now, team, I really want to touch on this 4 AM, which for the first time now, obviously the first game didn't really go that way. First time, it's got some actual, like, impactful blocks.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, right, that high ground position on La Bandita gets the information, but especially, you know that La Bandita is where, in the circle, when it moves away and it's a late game circle, it's hard to escape from that position. They knew that, so they really tried to play that position to their strength.
Perfect. Before we go into a quick break, let's quickly take a moment and thank our sponsors once again. And first up, that is obviously, you can already see everyone just pointing at it because, I mean, there's a reason for it. It's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful. Like the backside
of it disappear
until you see the front side.
It will?
Yeah. It will disappear.
Yeah.
Are you taking it?
I might take it home by mistake.
Wait. Security. What is that over there? What is that?
Where is it?
Oh, it's gone!
Wait, let me tell you something about this beautiful thing. Xperia 1 Mark 4 and Xperia Stream were co-developed, I'm not kidding, in collaboration with professional esports players. And you can play PUBG Mobile with Xperia Stream's total recording system and multiple ports for intense gaming and streaming. If you want to share your favorite videos, your highlight reels, please share them with Xperia Stream. Also, Prime Gaming, thank you so much for helping out and supporting this tournament in 2020. It's been an absolute blast so far. We're just getting started with Prime Gaming. You can get free in-game content. You pretty much do anything with it, right? There's plenty of free games as well.
There. Humans
and the coolest thing about it is,
wherever you are, what are you
Mobile,
doing? And if you're
you
lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, it's me and that bloke over there.
In-game stuff
Red Eyes
as well.
official.
So make sure to
Welcome
check
to
out
the PUBG
Prime
Mobile
game.
5th anniversary. It's all happening. I'm excited, Red Eyes. Why don't you talk to young humans at home for a little bit of what's going to be going down in
Association, the local one.
Today.
Thank you so much for supporting this
What
event
is
as
up,
well.
everybody?
It's,
Welcome to the
yeah, we're glad to have you on board. We're glad to have you on board.
VIP Anniversary Fiesta.
One more thing
Infinite
for you guys at home.
Imagination.
We
We're celebrating
have a
5
survey going on right
amazing
now.
years of this
Some of
game
you have
that
already seen it.
for a lot
Some
of
of you
us, I know I
haven't.
don't
For the
just
ones
speak for
that
myself, for a lot
haven't,
of
make
us,
sure
it's
to check
become
out
more of a
the
lifestyle than
links in the
anything
chat
else.
and, of course,
For
also the
those of
links
you-
on social media.
Yeah.
You'll find
For those of
a
you who aren't
link
quite
to
familiar
a
as to who we
feedback
are,
survey,
Red Eyes,
and
your
this is going
everyone
to
adorably cuddly
help us
Casper,
massively in
your
terms of
daily
improving the
dose
show.
of tomfoolery
You
and
can
all-around
write whatever you
shenaniganism.
want in there.
And I ain't
As I said,
alone.
it's
I'm
pretty
joined by the
easy to
man, the
understand.
myth,
Click
the
on the
legend
link and you'll
himself,
find
the
out what it is
Bushka.
about. And by doing that, that's the best part. You may get a chance to win some prizes.
Well,
and
we are going to be doing things
obviously
a
at that
little
point,
bit
thank you all
differently today.
Thank you all in advance. Yeah, for sharing your
matches.
feedback via
We've got
the server.
16
And with that being
VIP
said,
teams, each
we are
comprised
going
of
into a quick
4
break. I gotta get my
participants,
phone
and they're
back
gonna
at some
be
point.
duking it
We're
out
going into a
to
quick
see
break.
who's gonna
See you in
be,
just a couple of minutes.
Getting their shot at a $3,400 prize pool, Bushka. I mean, we've got $500 going to the participants. Each participant of the first place is going to get $500. Second place, $250 per person. Third place is $100 per person. And get this: anybody who opens the imagination crate is going to get 600 UC for themselves and everyone on their team as well.
So world of pure imagination, Red Eyes, and I can't wait to see who's the first one to pop the top on that big bad boy.
That's right, brother. And I love this enthusiasm, by the way. Yeah, we got some heavy hitters, guys. You know, a lot of familiar names for the PUBG Mobile community. You know, we got some VIPs such as WGTN, One Headshot, Reddit, Osama, Faith, Irene, Farouk Ahmad. We got Potato King, and I believe he goes by something else these days. I believe he goes by Yajid Gaming. Yes. And we got Luna. Everyone knows Luna. We got E-Love, Dan, and PG. We got a ton of heavy hitters today. I'm just excited to see. I cannot wait to see what sort of action we're going to be getting into. Now, it's important that viewers understand we are going to be doing a little bit different than the standard time. Our participants are going to be required to hot drop at one of the 2 imagination districts. Now, imagination districts are going to have a series of 4 positions of solid grade. Now, these 4 positions need to all be occupied at the same time for the imagination crate to open. Now, that's going to have a lot of advanced supplies and a lot of heavy-hitting weapons and armor that our participants are going to want to get an early hold of. It's going to be really competitive, and that's why there's that 600 UC payout for anyone who's willing to do this open.
I found this out yesterday when I personally look at it, it's just whoever's the one there that opens the last one that give me a stick up, play around the large off that top, your imagination don't love you, just get on up there and open the thing and you're a winner. But you know, don't want to be like that. Everyone's very upfront.
Yeah, it leads me to wonder what sort of gameplay are we going to be putting, you know, around the mid to end game, because, you know, there's so many players dropping hot right off the bat. I mean, we're only working with 16 teams, so this could go one of 2 ways. Either we're going to
Talk
get...
me through everyone knows that you are a hell of a host, that you're out there, you've got your finger on the pulse of the scene. They want to know what's up. They say Red Eyes is what's up. Who do you think out of these captains over here on the left, which team is going to get up and do the dance? Who's going to do the
Well, I don't want to put out too many early predictions, but if I were to go right off the bat, I see we've got our main man, Faith, as a team captain on here, and I kind of hold him to that tier 1 expectation. I think that, you know, if anyone
Welcome back
is
after this short
well
break.
practiced
Brazil is
at this
turning up
point,
in PMGC
fate has gotta
2022,
be
and not only
that-
one of the Brazil
in that,
teams,
category.
almost all of them.
So that's going to be my first guess. How about yourself?
Yup.
You
want me to go? No, every time I like Brazil, I'm like, I'm just going to shut up and just let him talk.
I'll let you do it this time. What do you want to say? You know what? Actually, never mind. Inco Gaming. Can we talk about them, please? Vitaly, I know we talked about them earlier, but like I feel like that after 2 matches, that is the biggest surprise for me. What Vitaly's being able to do.
Boys, first time playing at this level too.
Yeah,
It's just like, whoa, okay, you got teams like, you know, your 4AM to Svan, you got your Novas, you got so many
Now,
teams
brother,
already been
we are
able to
going
play
to kick things
and
off very
perform at
shortly
this level,
with
and yet
the
he's
very
just like,
first map
easy peasy,
ever
mate,
introduced to the
PMGC,
game.
small event.
What's
The
crazy
one
too is
that
this team has only been
our
together for
participants
5 months.
should be the most
And they're at the
familiar
PMGC
with,
Grand
should be
Finals.
the most synergized
Wow.
with. I'm
Let's take a look at some of the
thinking about
other rankings we have.
Now, what
This
do
is
we
the
need to say
actual
about
standings
a
after
map
match
like
number
Arendelle?
2.
Well,
So
it's
on
basically
expression
the
for the
off-red
games
love
at the
child
very
of
top.
Sandhawk and Miramar because it really
47
is
total
the
points.
perfect middle ground between those two
47
extremes.
total points.
Now,
Alpha 7
generally that
is
would
just one
leave
spot down,
a lot of the
between
early
those obviously
gameplay
DRS
fairly
Gaming
reliant
with
upon the
29
flight
points and
path
DRS
determine
on
what sort of
31.
early game we
That
end up
is-
getting. But as
Are
we
you
just
surprised so
mentioned,
far?
this
No, I
is
know
a
you are, Seb,
required
but
hot
Max,
drop
is there
right
any
off
team
the
that
go.
really sticks out to you?
And so,
I mean, I think that
you
also we've got to
know,
keep in mind, two games is going to be very
regardless of
volatile.
that,
We're going to
you
see a
know,
lot
we're
of
gonna be getting
changes,
some
but
extra loving
I would not
around
have
these
expected to see the
imagination
board at
locations.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Like,
What
they're
kind
asking
of a
himself
person
chicken
are
dinner,
they?
which is
What
always good
kind
to
of a
see. The thing
PUBG
is,
Mobile
a lot of the top
amigo are
contenders
they?
we
Are
were
they the
expecting
kind
to
of-
do well.
it's just gonna
Be on the
drop
second
in
page
and
here,
hold,
Seven.
or
Your
they
Vampire
can
Esports,
drop
your
in,
Nova,
fulfill
your
their
IC, even
requirements,
the
and
side
then
of
just
5
run.
Esports and Wolves
Run.
and Geek
Yeah.
fans. Like,
Get
so
out
many
of
teams,
dodge.
actually almost all the
Yeah,
teams
we're
that I just almost said every single name on this page. It's like, it feels a bit weird, right?
Listen,
I might get hated
everyone
on for
can
this,
talk
but
about the
actually,
hot drop,
I'm
but,
okay with seeing Noah
it
in
comes
second
down
in
to
the
pure
second page
skill,
because
you
of
know,
what we
in
usually
terms
talk
of
about. I mean, we
whether
do
or
have
not you
Sandhawk
can
coming up as you
maintain
can see on
that
your
aggression
screen.
successfully throughout the entirety of a
They
match.
tend to start slow
And I
sometimes,
think that's
and
where
it's
we're gonna
okay. It's okay
really
for them to
sort
be
of
the
see
second
the
page
heavy
as
hitters
long
come
as
into
tomorrow
play.
they actually show up,
But,
and they
you know, as
usually
we
tend to
reach
show up, right? At least that's what we've
last
been able to see
moments
from them in the
before we kick
past.
it off,
Now,
I
another team that we
cannot
did end
say
up seeing on the second
how
page that I actually
thankful
want to
I
talk about,
am
it's
to be a
Wolves.
part of this
I feel like they are
and have gotten to the
underperforming,
point
even though,
where we
yeah,
are
you said it's 2
celebrating
matches, it can be very
5
volatile,
years
but
of
this is not
PUBG
what we
Mobile
expected of
community,
Wolves, and I'm
the
starting to
PUBG Mobile
wonder
lifestyle,
if it's maybe
and, I
them
think
not
it's all
being
gonna
able
culminate
to
right here.
play on those group stages, them not being able to have that extra
Well, here
information
we
or
go,
being able
boys
to
and girls.
know what
Rev
some
up
of the
your
other teams are
engines.
going to
We're
be doing.
about to start.
I don't want to get any hate for this, but the only thing I remember of
Destinations
Wolves doing so
unknown.
far in
We
these
know
2
a
games is
couple
when
of
they
them.
needed
Quarry
their own
is gonna be
teammate.
one.
I'm
Scalp
sorry,
is gonna be the
okay, but
other.
that's what I remember
But
right
who
now.
is gonna
We
come
need
out
to
on
see a
top?
little bit of a step up. But once again, we said got a lot of question marks around this
I'm
team.
gonna-
The first
I'm
time
gonna
for them
push
playing
fate,
outside
but
of their
I'm also
region.
gonna leave
Just
a
gotta
little
give them a
bit
little
of
of time. I'm sure
wiggle room
we'll
to
see
be
Wolves
surprised
step
in
up
this
eventually.
game
How many games do you give them?
How many
Anywho,
games do we
I
get it. I would say after day 1, we'll see more things happening in day 2, day 3.
Nice little skin you got there, but not
Let's
even
take a look at some of the things.
the most opportunistic
And,
of flight paths.
yeah,
If
team
this were a
Maxman
full
is gonna
map,
go with-
in terms
Have
of
you
everyone having
picked that team today?
dropped
Which one?
Put it
anywhere
out.
they wanted.
United.
But
Have you picked that?
as we said,
I don't think it is. I think it's the
there's
first pick
gotta be
because you've been talking
a
about them
hot drop. You have two
yesterday for
locations
almost
to
the whole
choose
thing,
from,
and Inco
and
4M as
that's
well.
it.
So this time around, at least we have a lot of
let's
picks
get
that are
into the
not
action. That flight path is
not
almost
the same. And for you,
irrelevant
when I
at
talk
that
about one
stage.
specific team, we haven't
And
really talked
already-
about so much. It's got like stalwarts.
That's right.
What about Quarry?
Now,
Already
I'm
we're
actually
seeing some
surprised
early jumpers.
you
It
haven't
looks
picked them,
to
and I
me
think I have an
like,
idea why you haven't picked
Reaper
them.
why.
is
It's because you don't want to curse it,
are
which I'm
jumping
completely fine with.
northbound
The reason why I picked him
to,
is because
the
this is
right
a team that usually
location,
tends
right
to
imagination district.
drop on
And they're
boot
not
camp.
going to be alone. It looks like they're
And since
joined
it is
by,
Sandhawk, and we
Sanai
only
as well.
honestly play just once a day,
I'm
there tends to be a little
just
bit of hot
interested
drop.
here.
So I'm interested to see if
WPGN.
anybody's going to maybe
How
hot
do you
drop.
get to
Casual
this?
drop.
Isn't it Alpha 7?
How do you get to this kind of levels
I'm
and
just
have an
saying,
outfit
it'll be
that looks like
interesting,
that?
yeah.
I did notice
We're
we both
looking for
picked Inco Gaming.
unicorns.
Okay,
I-
all right.
I gave up. I gave up.
Flushing
Okay, but I was
sequence.
really okay.
What-
I'll pick
what
Resident.
really matters
What-
here
what's
is
your
where you
reasoning
hit the
behind
ground.
4 Angry Men?
What are your little
Behind
faces
4
like?
Angry Men, I think
Show
the
me
foothold
what
they
you
had
got,
around
buddy.
Lamantita,
I
we
mean, he
mentioned
can
a little
look
bit
casual
before
while
that.
he's
Their ape was
skydiving,
really
but
interesting. doing, and I think that
casual
first game
when you're
just a little bit silent. It's just one game, right? It happens, but that game they were just like really reading that circle down to perfection. Sure, Eco was just Vitaly was just a bit too strong at the moment, but I would say the macro play was strong. I want to see that potentially result in a chicken dinner. If they do it again, it could happen.
Wow.
It could very well happen.
Fidgets.
So, teams to watch. With that being said, any straight up prediction
like
in terms of Brazil? I want to get really quickly back to that topic. Is that going to continue? Because that is pretty much the region to watch right now. We have sad teams to watch, but teams to watch. Is that going to happen? Quick yes or no answer. Is that going to continue for today? Yes and yes. And with that being said, we're going over to John Allen and Black. Take it away, boys.
If you've got a problem with strobe lights and quick
Well, no
flickering
matter what
images,
happens,
do
I'm
not
sure
look at the
there'll
kill
be plenty
feed
of
because
excitement
something's
here
going
on
fast that I like about
Honestly, Sandhawk is always a very, very fun map, very interesting map, and a very quick map. So this could be really one of those maps where anyone can take prize here. If you're slick with it, if you're fast with it, obviously Enko's very quick at getting towards that center circle, but it's very available to move around this area of the map quite quickly. So whatever we see, you know, it can be more difficult, specifically with a confluence finish, right? For a team like Inko, there's no dedicated center to that circle.
No, it's a little bit more tricky to make that sort of call, and often you can really kind of get scuppered by that shift if it comes in too late, or if you've made the wrong call. I say wrong call, if you've made the unfortunate
executive call,
the executive call to go to the place where the circle didn't end up going.
For sure. And I think that's what makes it very difficult. So this is kind of sometimes a toss-up, sometimes it is just, I would say this game doesn't really, it favors more the fraggers than it does the IGLs a lot of times. I think you still have to have a very good IGL, but you also need to have those very good fraggers on the team if you want to perform and get those massive points available to you.
Teams loading on up. Good spirits in the S2G camp. Good to see, good to see. They've put in a bit of a shift so far today, so they can be happy with themselves.
Well,
good to see that they keep themselves loose. That's what you want to see, especially on Sandhawk, right? You just talked about it. You do want to be a little bit more geared up for taking those fights, and the best way to do that is to stay loose.
Absolutely. If you don't have that pressure that's bearing down, and if you still feel like, you know, this is still first day, there's only really been 2 matches, these things can happen, we could be towards the bottom, but we could easily get a 30-point game and be towards that top on this third match alone. So I think some of these teams it does become quite easy and quite quick to head towards the top of the table. Specifically for one of the better teams in the lobby that just hasn't been able to prove themselves or show what you've got yet.
Bathed in green, the stage leads us into the jungle. Sandhawk will be match number 3 here of 18 in the grand finals. North side playing all the way up from Mongnai down towards Bantai on the south side. Again, fairly even cuts behind playing path so far. They have been getting it done for us. The Northwestern Island a little bit further removed from anything else, but we'll be just fine to be able to get on over there.
It's been easy enough so far for a lot of these teams. I don't think anyone's really had too many struggles when it comes to drop spots. I think the only one that was really quite difficult was that plane path over on our angle, but even there, there was the capability of the fact that the circle only went fairly central anyway, so most teams could find the position they wanted on the map fairly
second chance at life.
I think other than that, yeah, it's been happy. I think it's been a very, very fair day, and maybe it's going to take Sandhawk to break that tradition.
Game, and they're all settling in now. People have had time to get their angry pills on and get all that business done. And now we're just seeing
a little bit in the mix of it with Vampire.
Chemistry's great.
On that northwestern island.
Big
wide split to put it down on the southeast side. DRS,
and now we're seeing teams that really love each other.
Taking refuge in them and Geek Fam a little bit further north towards Ruin.
Coming here around the corner, I think they've just taken out another squad.
4am towards Camp Bravo. This is another fair circle, I would say. I think this is a very, very fair circle. This is on probably the one island that is super calm, super chill. You know, you can even take docks rotations.
Well, you know, as soon as I was ready to criticize
Delphine swimming
for
positions to get in,
and
because the sub of the circle still available, you can play around Quarry, saddle your way around the side, maybe find yourself towards a position where no one's really playing. So I think for most of the teams here, this is happy days, and Inko, you know, may just be able to find themselves into a good position on the map quite quickly here, John.
Not a big fan of the M249, but MV Power seems to be making
how
it work.
Fast they can get there.
No defeats yet,
probably quite important.
0 kills, but still looking,
able to get there speedily.
Confident with the M249 as they hold
especially given their current location. They want to cross that river, but Buddha might be in their way. Might be able to catch a player off though on that flip side. So
Yeah, that's right.
Could
And so
be good
if anyone
either
is,
way.
Unfamiliar
Teams
with
on
the
that
nature of
Northwestern
PUBG
Island
Mobile, and
also
tuning
looking
in
for their
the
route
first
of
time,
egress.
the way
You talked about
the
having
games
dots rotations,
generally work is
so potential for them to swing all the way out in those boats.
Shrink and shrink.
Have to wait and see,
further
though.
limiting
Time will
our
tell. We're
participants'
still
options
very
in
early
terms
doors.
of where they can occupy.
Very early doors
and
in the
it
game.
also will deal out
Still
more
stage
damage as the
one.
match progresses.
Waiting for
So,
stage 2 to pop.
yeah, your location
Inco,
is
47
going to be
points,
a
DRS at
pinnacle
31.
factor, and it's determining what
Not
sort of
bad
tactics
performance
you
from
can implement
DRS,
here.
honestly.
And
You
already
look
we're
at the
seeing
count so
Howard
far,
holding
31 is
a position
a good
of,
clear 10 points
well,
ahead
I
of
don't
where
want to call it
a
a
steady
position of
performance
security,
would
but
be.
it's
So I think
not
for
a bad
DRS
angle.
and
He's got
A7
4 walls
both doing very
surrounding
well.
him and a nice
Inco, on
little
the other hand,
area
has
to
just absolutely
overwatch and
blasted
peek
out of
from.
control
So
moments.
it is
Very,
coming
very well
with some
done. I think
purpose.
47 points,
It's got
almost
some
25
purpose,
point
it's got some
average, which is
intent.
really,
My
really
big problem
impressive
here
here.
is there's like 25 other squads here with the same concept, and there can only be
Alpha
a
7.
certain limited amount of railway when you're leaving this place. The
In the
tracks all
car
go
on the
one
eastern
direction.
side.
There's not a lot of vehicles.
Looking to
I
try
am
and
gonna
grab
be
some
very
vehicles.
excited to see the Blue Zone make some MVP level decisions
And
on
get
these
on
guys.
out of there.
That's
a
right.
little bit more
and
central
I say
potentially.
this quite often, and I don't care who you
try and
are,
keep things going,
what
but
tier you're playing
still
in. You can
very
be tier 3
slow
open
and
community,
no
tier
early
2, or
engagements
even
here
a
on
tier
Sandrock,
1
and potentially one of the
Nobody, and I
wildest
mean
of,
nobody, has a higher
maps.
KD than that Blue Zone bush.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. For PMGC,
Smack on,
most
buddy. And I see
teams, most
Rolex in the
players are
chat
going to
there.
take this
G'day,
one
Rolly.
smoothly.
The king
Take
of
it
lights
easily.
out. Someone said bring
Well,
back
nothing
lights out.
too
The
excessive
original
happening
Power
during
Bank
these
squad.
games so far.
Why not? They just won
IHC,
that Galaxy
we're
thing.
looking for something
This looks
big,
like
looking
an
for something
absolute
good.
rip snorter of a
It's gone
game.
to bear, though,
Still
9
16
points.
teams left, 62 remaining.
Almost
I
that
do love this.
4.5 point
I
average.
realise how
Fortunately
this
for them,
extra recall,
not being able to
it
bring
does
things up. I
encourage
think
this
they did have a
very
good
aggressive
start to the day,
gameplay early.
but just weren't able to translate
absolutely.
that across
and
very
just
well. Alter Egos,
requiring them to
I think
drop
there's
hot
a
here,
lot of support
this
here from the
instant
crowd,
action,
but
I mean,
currently
we
only
were
3
met
points
with
found.
an
I do
onslaught
think they've
of
been
bullets
making the right
from the
moves, though.
get-go,
And I think that
speaking
as
of
a
which,
team just coming in
Gassan
here to
taken
play with the
down
big
from
boys,
behind,
I don't
trying to
think
get to
they
a
look
position of
out
cover,
of
but
place
it is
here.
all
I
for
think they
naught
still have
as he
made
is
a
eliminated by
marvellous
Luna
amount
PUBG's,
of good work,
amazing
some
team
good
there.
rotations, some
Quickly
good
switching
positions
over.
on the map, and it
Very
is just a
dangerous.
case of
Very
PMGC being
dangerous in the
very
tight.
difficult. And again,
Speaking of
Alter Egos
dangerous,
could step up later
AJ
today.
making good use of his weaponry.
Certainly still
It's an
plenty of
easy
opportunity.
clap
We've
for the
only
mix and
seen
bring the
2
team
matches
up to
played all the way
7
through.
kills already.
Big numbers
We'll be
early,
looking
but there's
for
plenty of kills
a
still
couple more
left.
today.
Plenty of chicken on that bone. A
4 more
cavalcade
to
of
still
love
be
coming out
slated
of
on the
Luna squad
cards.
there. And we're
There's
down to
Alter Egos taking
3
a fight with
units of
Influence
measurement
Kemen.
in the
One of
quarry
the Brazilian
vicinity.
teams who have
It's
been
going to
showing
be
up
a
here so
very
far
difficult
today.
exit, but it's being made all the
Another
easier
couple of shots
by these
landing.
wonderful frag
No
outs.
knocks just
Luna,
yet
I
either
love
way. The
fact that
first
those
scrap
fences,
over
they
towards the
drive me
northwestern
absolutely
side of
crazy
things.
because they're too
Law
high
taken
to
very,
shoot
very
over,
low behind
but
the
they're
rock.
too
The
low to
forward
hide
position
you. So
found
getting
for
that
Influence
box angle
Kemen.
there
Lil Boy
was
on
a
the
great
off
play
angle,
by Luna.
absolutely lovely,
Yeah,
sneaky
and
little
I gotta
angle
agree with
to be
you,
able
man.
to find the
It does
opening
seem,
knock in the
you know, that
engagement.
positioning
Law
and
able to
tactics
heal up
here
as
are
well.
gonna be
Now
a
Influence
little
Kemen can
bit
start
more
to marshal their
extemporaneous because
forces
our
properly.
players
Potato
aren't as
close,
familiar,
isolated
with
as
these
well from the
imagination
rest
districts
of
as they are
Alter
say,
Egos,
classic.
and it's going well so
That's what
far
makes
for
this
Influence
so
Kemen.
exciting.
Federal
You know,
around the side of the
even
rock,
5
looks for the
years
challenge,
into this
looks for
game
the spray over towards
still
Potato, has
stay
backup from the
fresh.
teammate as well. Will go down first though.
And this is exactly
And that's
what
far
they
from
do.
ideal. Potato spotted as Lil Boy hits the deck
Right on,
and forces his opponent to do the
I do worry
same.
that my old fingers
Alter
can't keep
Egos,
up with this
unfortunately,
because there is a lot going on.
Come to bear against a very, very difficult team to play against. Influence Kemen. I think they've been making some very intelligent moves, and the right moves as well. I think it's only a matter of time before we see Influence Kemen towards that top side with a bunch of points found on the game. Chicken dinner almost certainly during this tournament.
Laying low here.
Looking at some of these
Not trying to
rotations
bring
though, Vampire
unnecessary
Esports
attention
heading
to
over towards
himself,
Tab
but
Mark.
He does have the looming threat of
T2K
Luna
already
and her
found their
team
way towards Camp
just in
Bravo.
front of
4am
him. Now,
though, I
this
think that
is a
Max is
little bit-
100% right in the sense
Yes,
that they
exactly.
really did
Now,
leverage
here's
a
the
very
thing,
good position
this
over
element of
Murmur.
surprise could be
A lot of
critical
points in
factor
terms of
here.
eliminations.
He's got a lot of
I think
opportunity,
they
but
can
in doing so,
play
he
out that
needs to be
similar kind of
cautious
thing.
because
It just kind of shows how good they are in the lobby,
you know, the
how
rest of
fantastic
Luna's
they
team
have
is
been
gonna
in
be
terms
aware
of
his location,
hitting those
and
shots,
it could be his
taking
undoing
teams to
if
task.
he ends up firing, even if he does secure a knock and a thirst.
Beautiful shots
He's
there,
a
spray
smart
down
kid,
from
look at him
Squash.
toxic. He's moved back because he knows that the angles are coming from down below.
He'll be able to
Luna's
open up
hell
on
of an
towards
angler,
Prodan Vitali, though
and
did
using this
get
ridge
taken
line here,
down
so
in
if
the
anyone wants to come
meantime,
up
and
and get stuck into him,
certainly a
obviously there's going to be
powerful
the
player
third
in that
party, the
previous
best kind of
Miramar
party.
game.
Oh!
Looking to try and keep themselves
spoke
alive,
too
keep
soon.
themselves going on the south side.
Absolutely drilled, and he's all alone on an island.
A
There's no help
reposition
coming
comes
for
through.
Johnson.
Nanobete picks Vitali back up, and they're
And
up to
getting
4 once
eyes
more.
on Invictus
Again, this was going to
here.
be
just
The typical rotation we talked about earlier, the Dogs rotation for Inco, they made it fairly quickly.
Singular
Not opting to go towards the central position of the map.
Looks
instead,
like they are going to be
taking
advancing
the
on
time of
AJ,
it,
but
heading towards Dogs,
AJ and his
try
gang
and
are
remove
actually
Buddhadam. I don't
the
think they're
deli
afraid
meat
to
and a
take these
peanut
fights
butter and
anymore.
truffle sandwich between the likes
They
of
do have
Invictus.
some players in position to take shots,
third
but
party
this
is
is
fun
going
when
to
it's
be a
someone else.
difficult play
I'd
for
rather be the
both
fighting
these
to
teams
hills,
going
not
forward.
kids up the top at number 11.
Again, with
There's
this
squad
circle
number
that
11.
heads further
Oh!
towards the east, Buddhadam and Inco both have some strong positions to
That's a
enter.
brilliant grenade. Get it
That
in
was
here.
a
What a wonderful effort.
That was a two-bird,
A lot of those central teams,
scenario
Inco,
if there ever was
still with
one.
their sights
AJ
set
down,
on my name
leaving
P,
Reliant
on foot,
Dark
spotted
Ace
out by
and
Squash,
DP.
but not given the angles, just
Boy,
sneaking
yeah.
away from it, finally able to open up the cannons. We'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, and there's the last you
chocolate
need.
rations. Oh,
They got the
no,
knock, but
squad
a lot of
number
damage
11
sent back
just
towards Squash. It
using
does
the hit
result in a
point
flush
trades,
over
trading
towards
everyone
Buddhadam,
out,
but
and looking every
still
inch the winner
maybe a
here at
little
the
bit more
quarry.
untidy than you would
Well
have
done,
liked.
Squad number 11 coming
For
away
the side
with
of
the
Inco, however,
unless
they will
someone,
maintain
you know,
their
goes
lead
crazy
at the
and comes
top
back.
by
They are
quite a significant
250 meters
margin.
outside the circle, so you'd think
Yeah,
that
not a
they
problem for them.
will be
Buddhadam gets away though up
unchallenged. And
towards
they've only lost one
4
member.
AM.
That's right, man.
We know how
I
good
mean,
4
this
AM
team-
can be when it comes to holding out teams. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yes, but at the same
Alpha 7
time,
was
give
central
credit
spot.
to where credit is due. I
Maybe
mean,
looking
we
to
got
find
Luna,
themselves
Bunny
a win
Senpai,
here.
Yuji, and Frost
Brazil
are just
really looking
putting
on
up
fire
one
today
heck of
on
a
day 1 of the
performance.
PMGC
I mean, look at this. We
2022
got
Grand
15
Finals.
kills between
Really
Bunny,
nice to
Yuji,
see
and
it. And
Frost
again, I've been
alone,
saying it the
and they're
entire
almost
year. I
evenly
think this is the
distributed.
year where
That
we
is
start to
really
see a
nice.
lot of regions no longer
The
becoming
last one of
you know,
these
just
things,
dead.
Luna went absolutely ham, but today it looks like Bunny Senpai and co are going to have to carry the torch. I am super impressed that even without the spiritual leader of the whole hullabaloo, Luna PUBG, they're still up at 16 kills. That's a massive effort.
Yeah. Well, we are going to briefly switch over to the Pachinki region where WPGN prepares for an altercation with Sanai, Abdullah, Jinx, and Schizophrenia of Team 16. And this is going to be interesting. We see WPGN utilizing a Mosin of all guns as he's advancing towards the opposition. Looks like he actually might be trying to pull a side flank to just reunite with his teammates. And understandably so. There's still plenty of time. We're only reaching the ending stages of stage 2 here. So you don't want to rule yourself out of the equation here too early on. It is understandable.
I'm not a big fan of this.
Exercise
Not a
caution.
big fan, Red Eyes, because the Mosin Nagard's more like the Mosin Nakard, but it doesn't have the reload speed, the damage of the Car 9 or even the M24. It used to be the in-between of it. Now it's very much at the back of the line. And with the 3X, I mean, WPGN, everyone knows about him. He's 7 foot tall and bulletproof. But I mean, Mr. Flip isn't in the lobby, so WPGN is obviously next up is the sexual Tyrannosaurus of the group. But that's a 3X on the Mosin. I don't care who you are. You're not wiping squads with that thing.
Well, hey, man, you know, if you know anything about WPGN, you can never rule them out. They'll always keep you on your toes. Ooh. Alrighty, and we also see, it looks like Fate still in the mix and getting some takedowns off in the distance, adding to his kill count. Anyways, while we are still here, just looking at, let's get a look at the map here. And as you can see off in the distance, in the dead zone, we've got members of Reaper and his team preparing for an altercation with Fate in the dead zone. All the while... Yeah, and it also gives a real opportunity here for Ahmad, Dada, Terror, and Ramiz of Team 8 to pull a gatekeep. And I'm a little bit nervous, if I'm honest. I'm a little bit nervous for Fate or Reaper's teams.
Well, you can see that there is a help is on the way. There is an extraction coming up in squad number 8. They had a car, but this is the price you pay for going off piste, as they say in the skiing fraternity, heading all the way up to Stauber to fulfill your obligations of an Imagination Zone hot drop, and then the zone hard shifting southwest. And that's left a lot of people on the Foot Falcon struggling to breathe air that's not blue. I hope they can breathe underwater, because it's going to get very ugly up there in the northeastern corner very, very quickly.
Yeah. You know, I was just speaking about how this game has always stayed fresh and kept us on our toes. Well, you bring up a great point about, oh, I hope they can breathe from water. Well, they can't breathe from water, but if you are familiar with one of the more recent updates, they can swim while not, and they can now be revived in water.
That is great.
And
yeah, that's so cool.
it is, and it's crazy how one little minor change in the game, how how much that can impact the nature of the game itself. You know, just usually, you know, previously, if you were knocked while you were in the water, you're done so. Well, talk about extra
Squad number
chances at life.
17.
Yeah.
Look at the cards they've got up here. Squad number 17, they're not going to give it this. They're going to try and clear a couple of these vehicles. Squad number 10, they've got the whole convoy lined up there. This is another one of those walls you can't quite shoot over, but you can't get knocked from.
This is Kashav and his team facing off against the looming threat of Sology Gaming, Samantha, Morty, and Play Mr. 365. Now,
did you see that? There's one bike between four. This is where you find out who your real friends are.
Oh gosh. Sology making some good use of the 6X M4. And it looks like they already have a knock on one of Sadhu's teammates, but it does not seem like they're going to be able to acquire that thirst.
Third party.
Yep, Sology now finds himself the deli meat of this peanut butter and trouble sandwich as they're taking bullets elsewhere from multiple teams. It's not just going to be Potato King in the gang. It looks like it's also going to be the Thirst University boys in Shredder, Crazy J, Monkey, and Dashi.
Another wonderfully handsome Australian up there. That's Shredder, my man Shredder. Keep going, buddy. Ooh. Good luck on the tilt. We haven't seen anything of Farouk and co, which is good, because when we see people that I've backed, they get knocked and thirsty very, very quickly. Number 4 here, you can see, look at the blocks. The blocks are up. Yep,
and it looks like Thirst University's sushi has already expired.
No,
that sushi is expired.
I can't watch.
It's going to reduce him down to a 3-piece, and Morty is on a hard push. Monkey quickly bowing down, going prone, getting a little bit of geographical cover. Bringing up a great point, guys. You know, when compound cover becomes few and far between, that's when it really comes down to knowing the geography, the good hills, divots, knowing what cover is afforded to you. And that just comes down to practice and experience. What's that?
Who can park the best? Who can park the best? Did you see how these guys parked? Like a bunch of champions? Oh, disaster!
Man, I'm in my 30s and I can't parallel park. I don't want to talk about it. Well, we got Morty outward. He did deal quite a significant amount of damage there at the first, but not quite enough to finish the job. And as they say in the Vin Diesel scripture, it doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. And if you can't get that knock, it's almost like it never happened to begin with.
Well, this is turned tables very, very quickly. The thirst was all about squad number 4 at the top with Shredder and co. But the zone has absolutely decided that third party wasn't necessary, and they've moved everyone a little bit further north towards the ridge line between, the Gutka Plains and the George Pole crates. Everyone's still up and about here, so a lot of gunfight, but not a lot of results.
And you know, honestly, this is a bit to be expected, I would say. You know, just given the nature of the size of the map, but alongside with the structure of this event itself, you know, we can expect that early game absolute bloodbath warfare. Now, as these players are given that second chance at life, you know, you can imagine them playing that a bit cautiously from that point until the end game. But as this zone shrinks and as we reach the later stages of this match, they're not going to have the option of laying low and letting the numbers dwindle. They are going to have to take on the fights that are brought to them.
Well, it's the result, isn't it, of having this recoil card. You get the hot drop followed by a long period of cooldown, and then the last couple of circles are ever more sweaty. And look at this. I mean, everyone between a rock and a hard place here. That is a great grand, but there is they've got to get a clear. Oh! Bad times. High. Squad number 10 in all kinds of trouble.
Boy, Mr. 365 keeping the pressure on multiple members of Kashav's team here with a nade to hold off one and then quick reaction time to retaliate and get a knock on the second member. This guy is on fire. We got Slow.
This is not a fun compound.
53-round clip is not going to save you when you're burning like a bush here. Ooh,
yeah, this is a bad compound. There's no cover. The third party's happening everywhere. These guys are getting flogged in the open. Oh, I told you. There's the third party. Squad number 14. They have absolutely no respect, Red Eyes. No respect whatsoever for that gunfight.
I mean, literally, the moment you let that bullet leave the barrel of the gun, it was actually like they dropped at the exact same time. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, listen, I've played that compound at final circle so many times and just got rinsed in the gunfight as the circle shifts. It is a terrible place to be. We can see the top of the mountain here. This is a great
Saman.
place to be. This is number one.
A little spray and pray tactic here as he cooks up a nade, throwing it through the smoke and giving it his best
great
effort.
molly.
But the
Fantastic
molly, a little bit of hellfire here, making the threat to burn up. Now that is not quite
And
enough.
Shrederico, look at this. They're down the bottom of the mountain. Everyone's got to shift up here. That squad house is absolutely found money, but these guys are 200 meters outside the circle and a long way to travel, and no one is there yet.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a battle for positioning and claiming the good real estate, as tends to be the nature of PUBG. But here we see, I mean, Yologi had to face that looming threat of Fate and his team before even attempting to rotate into the zone. And
Shredder getting knocked at the kill feed there. I think they're pushing that squad house now. The metal is meeting the road. You can see down south, everyone is falling apart.
And now we are about to see what sort of advantage this high ground is going to give Saman and his team, and whether or not they're going to really be able to utilize this Overwatch. And it does not seem to be the case as Reaper Ace just wrecks into him. And once again, with no time to even celebrate, no time for a hooray, he is down and dropped like a bad habit in retaliation.
Farouk's squad getting cleared in the kill feed there. Lovely work, though, from Samar and co. They just hit point traded their way down the mountain there. They were outside the circle. They're back inside the circle now, I believe, although face it, Ramaz has just gone and thrown the best molly of the year. He's got a 4 or a 3 kill knock in the kill feed. That's number him. He is all on his Pat Malone over the side there, down to that little 3-house combo. It's really starting to heat up here. Red Eyes.
Yeah, and we see Feria of Team 6, Samaz team, really facing a lot of pressure here. All the while, Monkey of Thirst 2, the final hope for the team.
Oh, God. But he's got no chance. I would put money on him right now. He's got no chance. Prove me wrong, Monkey. Show me what you're made of.
Hey, this is PUBG, man, and anything can happen in the drop of a hat here. But I gotta admit, Monkey firing from outside of the zone like that definitely complicated the situation a bit for him. But no time to waste. We got Team 5 here. This is going to be Kurdo really implementing that high ground positioning very beautifully. Just keeping the pressure on place.
Elise has got no friends behind or in front. Monkey's coming through.
Oh, yes, the Monkey has stricken. And
Saman.
now it's going to be down to Saman for his team and Monkey for Thirst University. Can he keep the dream alive for his team here? Desperately trying to rotate in the zone in a smoking vehicle.
That is not a good buggy. That's it. It's all over. There's no way.
That's when a buggy turns into a dynamite stick. And here we have it, guys.
Beautiful
Down to
work.
our final 2 teams, and boom goes the dynamite. All too literally, that is a wrap. You got to give it up to Kurdo, Gasan, Zalat, and Sama of Team 5. What a beautiful victory there as they seal first place with up 17 kills between 3 players.
Well, they absolutely did the best job rotating of anyone in that lobby because they went to the high ground. And boys and girls at home, if you're ever in doubt as to which rotational aspect you want to pick the one that's high. It's much easier coming down a mountain than going up it. The way they traded through Dr. Ace and Co. was a lesson, an absolute lesson in getting into a circle. They just traded knocks until Dr. Ace and Co. ran out of people, went down the hill, got in, and dominated from there. Wonderful stuff.
I gotta say, I 100% agree with everything that you just said, and I gotta give it up. I don't want to toot my own horn here for predicting fate, but while they did finish in second, they were consistently on the aggressive end the entirety of that match. I mean, out there actively searching for the altercations, and I think they did so beautifully. They had quite a few kills between each of their players, and a really pretty consistent performance, all things considered. And
very, very nice.
That's right, brother. And I mean, this is just that was just match 1. We still have 2 more rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy to get into. So while this was just the tip of the iceberg. Now our participants have got a little bit of familiarity with the flow of and the structure of how this event is going to go. They know now that when they are starting off the match, there's no time for joking around. You're coming in guns ablazing, or you are out of it.
Well, I think what we've really got now is a little bit of skin in the game, as they say in sporting parlance. They have a few negative aspects now. I mean, I'd be very upset if I had been cleared coming out from Samara and Co. Luna's little knockout at Quarry, big hits. I mean, you come out of Quarry with 16 kills. That's impressive. Everyone knows they've got a big feel for how it's going. We're going to have a look at some replays now and just check out what's going down in Funky's House. Talk us through this first one here, Red Eyes.
All right, brother, let's get into it. So here we see it. We got Delphin here coming in with that 6x, just LMG 762 at the ready. Now, you don't often see it being utilized as a full 6x, but wow, talk about recoil control, just raining hellfire onto the opposition. Gets a quick burst, follows it with another to add on to it. I mean, talk about confidence and momentum in full effect.
Yeah, wonderful work there. An absolutely gorgeous effort with the 762 King. That's the 990 round per minute setting with full 6x. Do not try this at home, boys and girls. You're probably not good enough. No, I certainly ain't. I'm going to have a look at replay number 2 now. And here we go. We flash before my eyes. Production, send it on down. Oh, beautiful work here. Look at that. A Molotov high in the sky. Right in the middle of the quarry. No scope Groza. Straight down. Good quick sprays. Nice quick peaks. Molly doing the work. Oh, just this is how you hold centre. The buildings are up. The walls are up. We're just loving that most powerful position.
And to be the proponent of dad jokes, that Frost had thawed. And it's hard to stay cool when you are facing mollies being thrown left and right, and then a Groza afterwards. Boy, that is pressure in full form. Well, go ahead.
Oh, here we go. I'm all pumped up and ready for number 2. I can't wait to see what's going on. I can't wait to see. We got the plate was open. Squad number 5 opened it. We had 15 or 16 kills coming out from one squad, and then more kills at the end from squad number 6. Samar and Co. Was it squad number 6? Where's Samar?
Yeah, that's team 5. Yes, so Samar, Zalat,
yeah.
Gassan, and Kurdo. Just a phenomenal first place finish, just aggressive as all get out. My question is, are they going to be able to maintain that? Now, what sort of factor is momentum and confidence going to play as we transition from match 1 to match 2? Can they maintain this sort of aggressive energy and do so effectively? Or are they going to say, hey, we've got 1 dub under our belt, now let's slow things down a bit, dial things back, maybe not go to a passive standpoint, but maybe not so much all-out aggressive, and let's try to, not put all our eggs into the aggressive basket, kind of make sure we reach that end game. I don't know. To me, I think, if you're a team like Samaz or Fates, and you did so well at that kind of aggressive level, why not keep that momentum going?
Yeah, I agree that there is a lot more in this kind of game mode where rotations are good and aggression is good, but the circle is particularly brutal when you get late here because there are so many squads left. Like it's a lot like a professional comp scene, maybe PMPL or something where people are very good at maintaining team cohesion and maintaining their team all the way through to the end of the game, quite simply because you've got those recalls and such. So we get 43 people in the last couple of circles. That's a lot of people.
Oh, you're right. That is a huge percentage, and it's definitely a break from the norm, and something that should be emphasized 100%. Now whether or not match 2 is going to be a remnant of the first one yet to be seen. Now we see a lot of room for improvement, but I'm so glad that you brought up the PMPL because, guys, we are going to be working with the new official scoring structure, where these eliminations are going to be placing a higher emphasis than just placement altogether, so that means as we reach, this 5th year of the competitive PUBG Mobile esports scene, we're due for some more aggressive gameplay. We're going to see a shift towards these confrontations and a little bit of a diversion from the norm that we've known up until now, which is, to let the numbers dwindle, to make sure you secure that placement before going on.
Well, there's no way around it. You can't do that anymore. You just can't. There's too many people. There's too many forced engagements. We saw the third parties at that very open compound just below the squad house, G-Pole. And I mean, that circle had gone to the squad house outside G-Pole, and Shredder and Co. would have been in an absolute mare's office, driver's seat, middle of the fairway, happy days, chipping in. But Circle's a fickle mistress. If you rely on her, you're going to be in real trouble. Be proactive.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is no time to waste. We are getting right back into the action. This is match 2 of 3. This is match 2 of 3 at this point, ladies and gentlemen, of the PUBG Mobile VIP Anniversary Fiesta Infinite Imagination. Let's get it.
Here we go. We've got another big hot drop here. This is going to be an exciting few moments. I hope your graphics cards are up for this one, because there will be mayhem and panic on the hot drop. Every weapon will be utilized. People are going to be running around screaming. People will be on fire. It's going to be an exciting time for all. Not so much for the guys on the ground, but good for us.
Yeah, and just to remind anyone or if anyone's just now tuning in, these participants, as a break from the standard normal classics, they are required to hot drop at one of the Imagination Plazas. And guys, these Imagination Plazas are only 110 by 110 meters. There's only 2 locations on the entire map, so you have very little wiggle room to move around, and you're dropping alongside just a concert venue, an audience that's just, you are shoulder to shoulder with your opponent.
It's an instant party. There's no way around it. This is the instant party. Just add water and get absolutely wrecked. That's what we're looking at here. And we saw last game that they kind of split evenly. Some people went for the long drive. If you're looking at the mini-map in the top right-hand corner now, all you can see is just an absolute festival of parachutes. And that's how it should be.
And boy, we actually have a vehicle knock already before Thirst University even puts their feet on the ground. People are dropping like flies. I mean, players are becoming raindrops in this bloodbath storm.
Just lie down. Look at it. You can see the loot going everywhere. Someone's already triggered one of these stations. They're going straight for the high point score crate in the middle.
Oh my gosh, AJ with a takedown on Frost. The Frost is thawed. Fate wasting no time with the newly buffed DP28 before being taken down in retaliation. Potato
Live by the knock, die by the knock.
Elog dropping to an S18. We got Samantha going down to a barrel. Marty going down to the UMP.
I mean, Red Eyes, you can't even begin to call it, because it's just as soon as you start talking about it, they get knocked. Toxic doesn't have anything but hopes and dreams.
As soon as I want to give flowers to someone getting a knock, that person is already off of the playing field and being respawned.
Look at this, the SKS
living
is king.
up to his name.
He's got no bullets left. He's got
hey
no
man,
bullets
sometimes
left.
all you need is an SKS and a dream. Bullets can come
That's
later.
all he's got. That's all he's got. He doesn't have a lot of choices.
Well, Toxic's throwing a preemptive molly into the smoke here, just hoping for a finish, giving it his best guess.
Here he goes. He's got 30 rounds. He's back in the game. Come on, Toxic. Show us what's what, buddy. Oh, thirsty now. Hydrate up. Run, 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 run. Oh, why run when you can do that?
Well, Ace takes a bullet to the face, and Toxic, even without the extended mag on that SKS, is able to single tap his way to victory right there and then.
This could be the new Cappy Gaming, mate. The tap king move over. It's SKX Toxic. He's got 1 round at the moment in the European. Toxic, reload. Reload, buddy. Reload. Good work.
Now, you gotta... Oh my goodness. All for naught. Just falling and barreling to the ground as the result of that utility, a nade being cooked up so perfectly, Martha Stewart couldn't have cooked it up as good. And nicely done. Oh man, well, Fate getting his second chance at life. Look at this, they already are sitting on 5 kills to their name.
Yeah, look, it's a desperate battle between resources and risk. Everyone wants to get a gun. people need helmets, but if you stand up, oh, look, this is Stauber. There's a lot fewer people here. This may be the smart play. Delphine and team number 14. They are actually looking like they are a chance of picking up the extra points on the Stauber crate. 17 are going across there now. All they've got to do is activate, I think, one more of those. You can see on the right side of your screen. That's unactivated, and the middle crate's going to pop.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And just a reminder, as that graphic said, 600 UC will be rewarded to each member of the team that opens that imagination crate. Well, Delphine, trying to make it rain a little bit of a hellfire there, actually taken down instead from behind, focusing a little too much on Samantha and facing the consequences quickly. Now, this is an altercation between the likes of Reaper, Delphin, Moise, and Wisha, and their opponents in, I believe, Team 17, which is going to be Saloji, Samantha, Morty, and player Mr. 365. We saw
we're crossing back to Quarry, though. It's happening everywhere, and I think the problem with this is there's still 59 people left alive, and it's not getting any easier. I don't know. There's a lot of third partying going on. Everyone wants that extra crate points. I think squad number 5 probably got those a little easy at the start, and people are like, I can get that. Here we go. This is great. Right here. Squad number 14,
Moisey scoping in with that new...
It's not open yet, buddy. Not open yet. Not open yet. He's waiting for the new iPhone to drop. No, not open yet, mate. Get back in the queue.
And Moisey now, just to point out, the DP28 is
the new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need.
LMGs that received a recent buff.
Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you? That's why.
Well,
the new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need until you need it.
Very good in CQC though. The hip fire of the DP is the best of any of the LMGs. It's really impressive.
We got a prominent member of the PUBG Mobile community here. Illis MJ herself getting the revive on her fallen teammate from a position where they don't seem to be getting too much attention here. They're going to have to lay low while their teammate heals up. All the while, Aurora...
Hello. Aurora's just missed him. Aurora just went for a walk on top of their heads. Oh my God.
Well, very strike. Tough over. Irene tries on a Chopper's NRI and kill shot. Gabby already looking from the ground to run, just hoping that her teammates are going to get a revive. All the while, Aurora looking to be advancing and boom, yep, that is kill shot getting kill shotted right there in the end.
Well, kill shots, interesting position. So it fluctuates, it goes up and down, but kill shots on the outskirts and it doesn't count you. And kill shot's teammate is coming back in there, so Aurora might need to be a little bit that too.
Hey guys, it's me,
And
Brendan, here for the
note is that
PMSC,
we
the
just got to see
PUBG Mobile
that
Star
trampoline
Challenge
being
in
utilized there,
Dubai
at least
for the
placed.
World
Now, this
Finals.
is a
Let's
new
go ahead
feature.
and
You can
go.
get these
It's
from
the
crates.
biggest
You can get
frame
them
in the
off
world, and it
off
looks so
ground.
cool
But
from the
what
outside.
they do is,
And we're going really high. This is an amazing place to go if you just want to see all the sights, basically, of Dubai. I'm going to walk across.
If anyone hasn't been familiarized with that, you can launch objects or yourself through it. Look at Reaper.
The main attraction here is this. The VR card. Take a look at that, guys. That is insane.
I'm not sure who
This might just
snuck
be
up
the
and grabbed
main
the points
attraction.
on that one. But
Okay, here we go.
judges will actually, the stewards will have
Me
to
and
look
these
into that.
guys,
There's still plenty of
We're
people
okay.
alone down here at home. I don't.
All right, guys,
Stelma
well,
now. This is Stelma.
My hair was blown back from
Stelma.
that one, even if it wasn't real.
That's amazing. Someone
Right outside the Dubai Mall,
Just have
we
a
got the
fire
water
back.
on my left.
Reaper
I feel
knows
like
that his moments
we had
are
to show you
limited.
guys
He's got
this.
a very brief window to try to secure this revive and now provide the cover fire.
Really? No. Oh, I'm just, I'm a broadcaster in Korea for PUBG. You know PUBG Mobile? Yeah. Thanks.
Gula hooking up a name right then. Oh, pardon me. That was not Gula Jinx.
Wow, that was a really incredible water fountain show. I've never seen anything like that. Definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
Grenades, volleys, an endless supply.
And honestly,
I've never done this before. It looks like it should be a lot of fun. Let's go try it out.
That. Yeah, and honestly,
here we go.
nothing
Up
is
the
more
sand.
satisfying
Can
than
he
a
do it?
that is
this is
the
crazy.
pinnacle of dopamine and serotonin
The
released
camera.
in PUBG. Is that feeling when you get a knock, or even better, multiple knocks with a nade.
Nothing like a nade knock to get the heart started on the scene. Aurora has been featuring heavily on the beach.
Oh, it's the weather just so amazing. And wow, we do have the Burj Al Arab. If you come down to Jumeirah Beach, you can take pictures, you can enjoy the water and the sand. I would highly recommend it.
Finally finished our Dubai tour, and we've made it to the front of the festival arena, as you can see right here, for the PMSC finals. The best teams from around the world joining together at the World Finals here for PUBG Mobile Star Challenge. Right in front of the building that's going to be holding your festival here for PMSC World Championships here in Dubai. Are you guys ready to get going? It's a tiny world within your hands. PMSC with PUBG Mobile, and it's a tiny world within the world here at Dubai. Oh yeah, I almost got it. PUBG Mobile Star Challenge. Here we go.
Woo! Utilizing that 53-round clip, that Bison. Well, it's not.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's taking his game to the tunnels.
Right, man.
He's
it's a
at
storm
shooting
of bullets.
range.
It's
The
a
big
storm of
problem
bullets.
here,
Gotta see
Red
choke.
Ice. The big problem here is if they park a car in the entrance to that little area, Quan Deadshot can't leave. And they're going to get stuck down here. I would put a buggy in the area, blow it up right at the entrance, and then just walk away. They're done.
Well, if you did that, then Toxic would have to sacrifice his name to you. Well, Saman, already
They're going to do it. Here they go.
3
No,
kills.
they're not.
I think they
Why
are.
are they going to do this? They've got to do this. Come on, just park a buggy there, and they're done. They can't even leave.
You know what? This is actually might be their undoing, because in just moving around in these vehicles, that motor has given a little sound indicator to another looming team here. And I believe that's Elove's, Gabby, Illest, MJ, and Merciful. Whether or not they're going to get the line of sight on their opponents and winners of round one, Samaz, Alat, Gassan, and Kurdo, yet to be seen. It doesn't look like it's going to work out.
I do love that they dropped up here to be safe, because they've done their hot drop duties. They've gone down, they've had a few kills, had a laugh, had a giggle with everyone. They've gone home early to get up the next day for work. And lo and behold, they get home and there's a house party going on in the front room, and there's no way around it. You're back in the gun.
Well, Saman, a little spread out from his teammates here, trying to provide a little bit of cover here against Quan Deadshot, 6-Scope, Zero, and Polo. Now, it does seem that that might... Forgive me if I'm... Oh, my goodness! Toxic just got wrecked with a beautiful distance takedown by Ace. Well, Fiji going to do a little preliminary boosting here, making sure he gives himself every opportunity to get to full health before engaging. His team already pushing a little bit ahead of him. And here we have it. This is what you were hoping for right here and now. Are they going to block the exit?
Of course they are. Why wouldn't you? Throw a grenade down there, stop them from moving forward, go put the car in, blow it up, and Zero and Quan, they should know better than this.
That's a smoke, and
they're in big trouble.
They're gonna swim down this tunnel of smokes and try to catch the opponent unawares. But you're right though. That buggy option is just tempting as all get out. Saman is able to get to the exit.
You're 1,000 meters from the circle. There's another squad, and you're going to try and get the kills here. Just go and win the game. Just go.
Well, hey, man, you're bringing up a great point. I mean, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to think long haul, long term here. But Zero kind of just stuck in between a rock and a hard place, cornered here, all things considered, just trying to hold off the opposition that he thinks is there. That's another
they've let him off the hook.
Smokes.
They've let him off the hook, Red Eyes. What do you think? I feel like they've just let Quan off the hook. And I love that they've let Quan off the hook. Because Quan's a beautiful human being, and I love you, Quan. But still, you're in the wrong place.
Did they really leave him off the hook? Because with the, that uncertainty in this cloud of smoke. I mean, they don't
Yeah,
know
they're
that they're
worried to
alone.
come out, aren't they?
They don't know that
don't.
they're
It's
alone.
like
That they're alone.
something's under the bed. You go and look. No, you go look first. I'll wait here for you. You
1, 2,
go,
3,
Quan.
nose goes.
You're spot on, mate. He
Well-
loves on the foot fountain. The girls are running.
Yeah.
Illis
and but
MJ,
keep in
good to
mind,
see you.
Well, they may only have 3 kills to their name. They are still a full 4-piece team. And Bushka, you know this as well as I do. You cannot put enough emphasis on being a full 4-piece come in game.
Yeah, come in game when you got to trade your way out of the trouble and you need the revives and everything. Just being a 4 to the floor is a lot better. You need that extra cylinder just to get you revving and rumbling. This is a funny little compound here. Just a nice, easy trash loot for Danny Fiji and the co. Rolling up towards Potato Hill. I like this mid-map, couple of compounds, couple of UASs. Everyone's looking good, feeling great. Bit of face slapping in the dressing room beforehand. I love how these guys work.
Yeah, and if you are Dan Fiji and the gang, honestly, I think you got the right idea. You're reaching, the beginning stages of this mid game, and you've already got 11 kills under your belt. Yeah, it makes sense to lay low for a bit. Yep. Give yourself a breather, recalibrate, make sure you get your resources replenished, and then prepare yourself for what's going to be a absolute onslaught of an end game.
Well, we've got 3 members here, only 3 members for Luna's team. I don't know. We've lost 1 member of Luna's team. If they can pull this out, it'd be an excellent effort. But I mean, if anyone can, Luna's and Funny Senpai and Frosty, they're a good chance. Very good players. Very good.
I'm glad you bring up them entering as a 3-piece, already coming in off the bat with less manpower, less guns, less resources to utilize here. So they're coming in at an immediate disadvantage. And so, yes, seeing them with 2 kills so far, firing outwards at Fate's team. And that's actually Fairy taking minimal damage, all things considered. But,
I was
they
just
come in at
impressed
this...
that Luna got a smack in there because that was a lightning quick reaction.
Well, hey, man, you already said it. If anyone can do it as a 3-piece, Luna and her gang are going to be on that list. Oh, all the while we're having an altercation between Potato King, Oh Baby, Maria, MV Power, and what looks to be that's Fate's
There's a lot
team.
of confusion. I'm just putting it out. There's a lot of confusion at the top of that hill. People are rotating very, very randomly here. There's a lot of confusion. I want to see crisp, fast, hard rotations. Fate holding an angle.
Let's see the
4
man,
frags.
the myth, legends, the tier 1
work, baby.
beast. That's right. Some preliminary utilities coming inbound. Seeing if he can get an easy knock here with that nade. And he does get the burn. Knock. Burn, baby, burn. Potatoes on fire. Fate is just...
Where else would they be?
He is a CQC, close quarter combat annihilator, coming in with that M4. Look at the damage that he didn't take. Look at the damage that he didn't take.
It's ridiculous. Beautiful squad work there too. They got good angles. I know that these are safe places to be if you're in a squad, but once people get to the other side of that ridge and they spread out, you're a sitting duck. You got to be proactive in those situations and fight angles with angles. If you let them take the space they want, you got to push back.
I'm so glad you said that, Bushka, because that brings up a great point. These tinier houses and the shacks, they can be 4 walls of false security here. And I mean that to say that, yeah, you might have a compound that you're in giving you some cover from the opposition, but when one nade, one molly could be the difference maker between life and death, it's not that safe. It's fish in a barrel.
Isn't it great to see Michael Phelps back in PUBG Mobile? I've missed him.
Listen,
He's not only has he won 300 medals at the Olympics, he's a wonderful PUBG Mobile player too.
Well, Dashi is going to be just holding her breath and counting the seconds underwater here because it does seem that she is very close by Sanat, Abdullah, Jinx, and Skits. Skits has the Overwatch region here, and one little angle on Thirst University's Dashi.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all, Red. I don't like it because none of them are inside the circle. And holding out for one person in the water is one frag. But have a look at squad number 5. They're on the edge, in the circle, on the high ground with vehicles. You got to move. You got to rotate smarter than this. There's 38 people left. You're not winning it. You're not winning it there.
Yeah, honestly, Prime prime real estate is an important factor, especially come in-game. And the fact that we've got Samaz, Alat, Ghassan, and Kurdo getting this high ground with some security here in the shape of these ruins, on top of the ability to overwatch in a 360 degrees all around them, it makes them a very formidable threat here.
Yeah, the tower at Ruins is absolutely remains one of the premier positions of power in PUBG Mobile as Tadashi, aka Michael Phelps, takes another deep lungful and goes under, diving for oysters again. There's an AMR in the airdrop. That's lovely, Tadashi. I don't know that you should be there.
Well, I gotta agree. It does. I gotta agree. You know, Thirst University playing the slow game right at the moment. But look here, we got Ghassan just raining the bullets onto the opposition on Eloves' team. And will they? Yep, that is a Nox on her. Eloves herself taken down by Ghassan right there. And then all the while, Shredder of Thirst University and Crazy J being taken down for Team 4.
So we just lost a whole squad. There was 38 people on the board a minute ago, and I would suggest that number is going to get a lot shorter very, very quickly as Ruins becomes the absolute mecca of disaster. This is a horrible circle if you're trying to rotate in. A lot of open ground, a lot of high spots you can be sniped from. This isn't fun.
Well,
go to the ground game.
How fitting that, you know, to go to Ruins where your dreams can get ruined by Ghassan in the game.
We're down at 25. This rotation isn't done yet either.
Oh boy, well now Saman, in putting out those
24.
bullets into the air, he puts his location up like a homing beam for members of Team 16, Sanat, Abdullah, Jinx, and Skits. And no time to waste because they also have Dan Fiji's group here to focus on. It is multiple threats simultaneously. And Stark going to try to get a lucky nade here, just going off a sound alone, falling a bit short of the mark.
Squad number 13 were much better last game. They made it a little bit further to the top of the ridgeline. And they did get cleared by Saman & Co. So even though this is the last member of squad number 13, there are some real revenge connotations to this
there
one.
we see it.
Oh, I love it.
Dual purpose
Great work,
cannon.
X-Fate. This is a god spot.
Boy,
Absolutely insane. Stay up, buddy. No.
I don't care if he's eliminated right now. If he's eliminated right now, that is 9 kills and a minimum of 11 knocks. To Fate alone. I'm not talking about his team. I'm talking about him himself. The team has 18 kills already under their belt. Well, no time to waste here. Sidhu, I believe he goes by Zakashab.
Well, there was a team in each house. Everyone take a seat because this is not done yet. Squad number 10 over there have got someone to get up. That's a great molly. That's a great molly.
Here's the thing is even if that molly doesn't hit the mark, it keeps Fate and the gang from being able to utilize that first story of the house. It holds them.
Oh, but allow me to retort.
Second story.
Here comes the grenade. Is that going to go any better?
Well, we're about to find out. Look at this. Fate now up to 10 kills. The team riding on 19. They're about to hit that 20 bomb like you predicted. And goodness knows, Elise holding steady with that newly buffed DP and just trying to give a little bit of...
I'm really impressed with squad number 10. Squad number 10 have managed to make a game of this. And considering how aggressive Fate's pushed in, the double knocks that came right at the start, this is still anyone's game at this little two-house fight on the edge of what is a very intense circle. Big push, 100%. Big push. They're going to trade up, trading up.
I'm glad you bring up Fate's team in that light. Not only have they been aggressive, but I think what a lot of it is confidence, momentum, and just comfort and synergy with their teammates because they're clearly feeling themselves right now. They're going around actively seeking the fights. They don't need the downtime. They're out there actively searching for the fights, and it's paying off beautifully.
This is the best bit of real estate on the entire map right now. Everyone that was fighting down at Ruins was fighting for nothing because the circle has shifted north and Fates and Co. I love this angle. Look at this. Squad number 6 going out long and hard and making an absolute nightmare. If they hold an angle on the flank as well as holding these two houses, they are going to reap the rest of this lobby.
I'm so glad you brought that up because Fate's team implementing what for a brief moment there, it almost looked like they were going to utilize.
They got good intelligence on that.
Of course, man. We're going to utilize, it almost looked like a term I called the boa strat. And that's either a 2-2 split, a 3-1 split, or a 1-1-1 split surrounding your opponent and constricting. Now that is a tough tactic to pull off. And, you know, if anyone is going to give it a go, I would expect it from Fate and his team.
We're about to find out who the circle loves here, Red. Buckle up. This is going to be interesting.
If Fate, you know, add icing onto the cake, Luna with a great knock on Aurora. Did cleverly shroud herself in a cloud of smoke before even engaging her, and that might be her saving grace. Luna taking a lot of retaliatory fire, reduced down to a fourth of her health.
也说是梦境，也道着不开的谜和十三梦醒，现实的体无观点，有太多困境让自己陷入了泥泞，都说人就找到自己心里的暴风雨，挣扎着自言自语，挣扎着心思不明，都说我挣扎着没有在乎别人观点，都为了自己。
We all remember the infamous runic mode and the ice walls that came with it. We missed it, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Something similar has been greeted with us for this 5th anniversary. We've got these blocks now. They come in 3 shapes. You can use them as an elevator, you can use them as a bridge, or you can use it just standard as a wall to get cover behind. But boy, oh boy.
The problem here, big problem, is that everyone is fighting to get into the circle, and Fates and Co.
干嘛？不好意思啊，女士，该住所如果超过10点未归，是要前往归。
On top of that, Fate giving himself high ground when high ground was not afforded to him.
挑战把女朋友锁在阳台查她手机。
Big knock there. X-Fate going down. They got a sense. That is the opportunity for a rotation. I say luck, but I mean, my old man always told me luck's when, you know.
之前有8个男孩子追我，其中一个就在黄埔边上。你知道最后我为什么还是选你了吗？
为什么？因为我帅吗？
最开始还是因为颜值嘛。
11颜值重颜值。
哎，不是，是因为你真的好，跟你谈对象，我觉得你真的很优秀。
Yeah,
he can do this. I think he's got it.
Honestly, I'm not ruling anything out of the equation here because both of these teams are sitting at, I believe, 22 kills. 22 kills per team.
22
just
kills.
Absolute warriors going at it here. And these are the same 2 teams that faced off in the in-game of round 1, Bush.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and you know, those blocks, they don't have a lot of hit points. Saman's knocked X-Fate again. X-Fate overplaying a hand and getting cleared. This is a disaster. What a team number 5 is.
Well, listen, you know, sometimes you can't fight fate, but then sometimes you can. And here we saw one of those you can situations. Elise getting ready to use the dual purpose cannon. She's going to shoot.
I want it. I want it. I want it to work. Make it work, Elise. Oh, come on. Press the button.
Tease. You, and look, no, Gassan coming in with the side angle. Oh.
I'm impressed. I am so impressed. They had everything against them.
Hey man, lightning strikes twice. Lightning strikes twice. And when it strikes twice, it ain't a coincidence. That is 2 dubs back to back. And doing so this time with, count them up, 25 kills. Ladies and gentlemen, for a bit of perspective, I believe we only started off with 16 teams. That's 64 players. You know, that is just all out bloodbath warfare.
12 eliminations. 12 eliminations for Hassan. That's a lot of kills. I mean, that's a lot of kills.
Yeah.
12 kills in a 64-player lobby.
Yeah, and you know what? There is something to be said about consistency's sake here. You know, Fate and his gang absolutely running head-to-head with Sama and his team. I mean, they were both dead even at 22 kills per team when they took on that in-game altercation. Well,
okay, we're going to have a look at a replay here. Red Eyes, you want to talk us through the first one?
Oh, sure, man. Well, here we see it. Reaper holding that high ground, securing the knock on Samantha before quickly reprioritizing his position and noticing that there's an enemy couple feet away. Easy claps from there, and now feeling that confidence factor, able to get that 3rd one as well, and just putting a lot of pressure on Sinai. But that's
not another one of these ones here, Red. Go on. Bring it on, baby.
Well,
oh, this is X-Fate showing the absolute brilliance of CQC. This is tier 1 scrims, as Red was saying, and applying pressure from all sides. You can't see the rest of the team, but it's like the Cowboys and their kin pouring in across the fields. Absolutely brilliant work there.
Yeah, man. Honestly, that's the kind of match 2 that I would expect after that absolutely action-packed cluster bomb in match 1. I expected our participants to take what they learned from match 1, come in a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more ready, a little bit more predictable in terms of what's going to happen at the end, at the beginning game, and what's going to happen at the end game. And you know what? We saw it. I mean, the kill rise from match 1 to match 2 almost doubled. I mean, we saw 23 to 24 kills there at the end before the 15 kill game that they had in round 1. I mean, this is just, 14 kill game that they had in round 1. I mean, these players, not only are they just showing what 5 years of practice in the comp scene will do, but boy, they are just ramping it up the more confident they get. And who's to say what the limit is? I mean, you don't usually see 25 kill games in classics.
It's a lot of...
This is different.
Well, I think the rest of the lobby has to be a little bit worried now, because the first game, squad number 6, they rotated very, very well. They got the prime position and they dictated terms from there. But this game, squad number 6 were well outside the circle. They were surrounded on all sides and they cut a swathe through the ruins area, rotating up towards those houses where Fate and Co had it laid out on a silver platter. All they really had to do was hold serve and wait for everyone else to fall apart. And squad number 6, they did it from the front the first game, but they did it from the tough yards. They did it from the weeds this game. I'd be very worried if I was the rest of the lobby here going into game number 3.
I mean, you know, you want to talk about worried? I would be worried if I was Sama and the team that had both of these dubs in round 1 to get both of those victories, but be trailing by the same team who's done so well in terms of eliminations. I mean, so yes, you got 2 dubs out of 3 matches, but you can't let that false sense of comfort get to your head, because fate is at your heels.
All right, I think we're going to go to a commercial break now. We're going to see some of the finest content creators and PUBG Mobile partners that you can find in the game. Roll it, baby!
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Farooq Ahmed. Happy 5th anniversary PUBG Mobile and team and every single one of you. Guys, I really want to congratulate the PUBG Mobile team for completing half a decade of one of the amazing mobile game. And guys, there is a couple of questions PUBG Mobile want me to answer those one. The first one is how the PUBG Mobile impacted me inside and outside of the game. So the inside is back in 2020, I started the PUBG Mobile custom rooms called The Last Person Holding the Georgia Pool Squad House Will Win. And till today, those are the iconic custom room I still host. And the outside is thank you PUBG Mobile and team for giving me a chance to meet up one of my favorite content creator from North America, the Power Bank. Last year in San Francisco at PUBG Mobile 4th anniversary. The second one is, if I go back and what would I advise myself who is just start playing PUBG Mobile? Guys, as a content creator, I would love to tell myself to start posting early as possible. The third question PUBG Mobile team ask, if there is an airdrop, what you want to see in that airdrop? I really love to see the babe set that came up, I think back in 2019. Thank you PUBG Mobile and team, and guys, happy 5th anniversary. See you guys in the battleground.
Hey guys, Arishel here. PUBG Mobile has sent us some questions and we're gonna answer them together. What's your most PUBG Mobile related experience inside or outside the game? My PUBG Mobile experience outside the game, I would say, was when I got to go to my very first PUBG Mobile esports event in 2018 in Dubai. It was PUBG Mobile Star Challenge and it was the best experience ever. All around you is PUBG Mobile, fans of PUBG Mobile, pro players of PUBG Mobile. I would love to go to an event for PUBG Mobile again like that. If you had the chance to go back in time, what would you tell your past self who just began playing PUBG Mobile? So I would tell my past self who just began playing PUBG Mobile to play more matches. At the beginning I didn't do it, but I'm telling myself now, if I would have, I would have. Last question. If you were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, what would you hope to receive? I love collecting anything PUBG Mobile, so I think I would love to have small figurines of items from in-game, maybe like an a ghillie suit, something like that. That you would find in an airdrop crate actually.
What's your most PUBG Mobile related experience inside or outside of the game? One of the funniest memories for me actually is when I first started playing the game, I came outside from work, heard an airplane, and I looked up for the airdrop. Swear on everything, looked right for that airdrop. And I know you guys have done it too. If you had the chance to go back in time, what would you tell your past self who has just begun playing PUBG Mobile? I would tell my past self to thirst everything. Like, way too many people crawled away from me and got revived. Like, no way, dude, thirst everything. If you were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, what would you hope to receive? I would hope to receive a crate full of UC, because I like looking good in PUBG Mobile.
My most memorable PUBG Mobile experience was back in 2020 when I was contacted by Powerbank and I took part in my first live PUBG Mobile event as a content creator. Since then, the game have impacted my life massively. If I were to go back in time, I would tell myself who has just begun playing PUBG Mobile to set a layout, make a lot of content, and for sure, use gyroscope. If I were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, I'll want to receive the Babe set.
If you cheat, you will get banned.
Well, thank you for those kind words, all you wonderful humans. Great to know how much you've got out of the game and how much the game's given to you. It's a beautiful thing to be part of the 5th anniversary celebrations, Red Eyes. How about yourself? How you feel for it?
Man, I feel blessed to even, get the opportunity to cast something like this. This game has, over the past 5 years, completely changed my life. And to be a part of celebrating this with the community that we've come to know and love and that have become some of our best friends, it's kind of surreal, man. I cannot wait to see what the future of PUBG Mobile is going to bring.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun and giggles. As my wife says, you don't even have a real job. So I think it's spot on there. And I wouldn't have that ability without PUBG Mobile. And we've got one more game in the bag here. Game number 3. It's been lay down misère so far. All Samaran squad. I have not seen my pick Farouk once on camera. I've done it again. I've cursed him.
I was about to say, there is something to be said about the infamous caster curse. And, for those of you who know me, I do cast quite a few events. And anytime that I give flowers to a team or a player, you can just bet your bottom dollar that they are doomed from that point.
Farouk's probably going to send me not so much flowers as a tersely worded message on Discord. Hey, Bushka. How about you stop backing this horse and go and find someone else to send to the bottom of Davy Jones's locker?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd and the final round of the PUBG Mobile 5th anniversary Imagination event. I mean, we've got only just 30 minutes at best separating us between now and who's going to take home that gold medal, first place. $2,000 to first place. I mean, $500 per person. That is going to be some beautiful, beautiful spending change in your pocket.
It's going to be a good time for all the family. That's a whole lot of dinners out. I do like the concept. I really do like the concept though of finding out who the leader is on the plane. I want to find out which one of these absolutely blinged out amigos has put the most UC through the machines.
It's
I'd
hard
love
to
to know.
It's hard to believe that the plane's staying in the air because it's just loaded
Yeah.
with nothing but whales.
Why
And,
would it be on Farouk? Farouk would win. That's what he'd win.
Yeah,
He probably
and I'm
would too.
curious, you know, what's going to happen.